everyone, I'm Zahara Rasheeda. I have created some practical questions of web programming and database management. So today I'm going to explain you the 16th question of database. And I have explained the other 15 questions in my previous videos. If you haven't watched my previous tutorials, I kindly request you to watch my previous tutorials before this. Otherwise, it's hard for you to understand the lesson. Now let's go to the 16th question. So this is the main question of the 16th question. The marks of the term examinations of the Kaluvilla Junior College are still recorded in books. Because of this, the principal has to spend a lot of time when he needs to check the marks of the students. Therefore, the principal has decided to include the term marks of all students studying in his school in a computer system. So that means there is a college called Kaluvilla Junior College, and still they have recorded the term marks in the books. So the principal needs more time to check the marks of the students. So for this, the principal have decided to include the term marks in a computer system. The software was developed by the software development company called AI Soft. The software should be able to store all the student term. So the software was developed by the AI Soft. The software should be able to store all the student term scores at student statement scores. The principal has decided to develop this software to include the marks of the students in grade 11 as the first stage of this software. So as the first stage of the software, the principal has decided to include the marks of the grade 11 students. You work as a senior software engineer in this company. You and your team are tasked with creating the database here and SQL query used to provide the following requirements. Okay. And as the first stage of this software, the principal have decided to include the marks of the students in grade 11, and I have to imagine that I am a senior software engineer at this company. According to that, I and my team have to create a database here according to the following requirements. Now let's go to the 16th question. Create a database named Exam Marks DB to store the students' marks. Use the ER diagram to create this database. So for this, I will use the official graphical user interface tool called MySQL Workbench. To create a new model, I will go to File and I will choose the option New Model. I will rename the database. I will rename the database as Exam Mark DB. When I click the rename reference, you can see the database have been created, Exam Marks DB. When I double click the diagram, so this is the ER diagram. So we have created the database. So our first question is complete. Now let's go to the second question. Create a table named student to store the student's data. Create the table according to the instruction below. So according to the instructions, you have to create a student table. For that, I will add a table to the diagram, and when I double click the table, I can rename the table as student. So as the second question, I have created the student table. Now let's go to the third question. As the third question, the students has 2 grade 11 classes. Create a table called class to store the details of those classes. So I have to create a table called class. I will add the table to the diagram, and when I double click it, I can edit. I will add the name as class. So I have to give a column name called class ID, and I have to add a primary key with the option of auto increment. I will add a primary key, and I will give the option auto increment. According to the instructions, I have completed the third question. Now I will go to the fourth question. Create a table called subject to store the subjects taught in school. Create a table according to the instruction below. So according to these instructions, I have to create the subject table. I will add the primary key, and I will give the option auto increment. So I have created the subject table. Therefore, our fourth question is complete. Now let's go to our fifth question. Create a table with the term, exam term, to store the term test in school. Create the table according to the instruction below. So we have to create a table called exam term with the following instructions. I will add a table to the diagram. As the first column, I have to give the term ID with a primary key, and the option should be auto increment. And I will give the option auto increment. So this is how we should create the table for the fifth question. So our 16th question is complete. And I will talk the other rest of this question in my next video. Hope you understood everything. If you are interested in this tutorial, drop a like and feel free to drop your comment in the comment area. Don't forget to subscribe the channel. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.